I was standing at a fast food counter last week, and I noticed something that stopped me cold. The combo meal I used to order without thinking was pushing $9. Not at a sit-down restaurant, not somewhere with cloth napkins. At a drive-thru window under fluorescent lights. And the portion was smaller than I remembered. That moment made me think about how quietly this has happened. Fast food used to be the backup plan when you wanted something cheap and fast. Now, some of these meals cost more than a grocery run, and the value has not kept up with the price. So I put together a list of 10 fast food meals that I think deserve a second look before you order them again. These are not bad foods. They are just not the deals they used to be. And one item on this list is something most people order without even thinking about the price. It is coming up around number 6. I am not going to tell you what it is yet, but when we get there, I think you will recognize it immediately. If you are new here, this channel is called Better Deal Daily. We look at everyday purchases, bills, and habits that quietly cost more than they should. Subscribe before we get started. It takes 2 seconds, and it means you will catch the next video when it comes out. Now, let me tell you what I found. Fast food pricing has changed in a way that most people have not fully processed yet. It is not one big price hike you can point to. It is dozens of small changes that add up quietly over time. Smaller portions, higher base prices, combo deals that are not actually deals, drinks that cost more than the meal did 5 years ago. Let us go through 10 specific meals, item by item, and talk about what happened and what you can do about it. Item number 1, the fast food burger combo. Let us start with the most obvious one. The classic fast food burger combo, a burger, fries, and a drink, was supposed to be the affordable American meal. Quick, cheap, filling. That was the pitch for decades. But the average fast food burger combo has crossed a price point that is hard to ignore. At many of the major chains, a standard combo now runs $8 to $12, depending on the location and what you order. That is before any upgrades. That is the base price. When I checked this myself, I found that buying the items separately, especially at some locations, could actually cost less than ordering the combo. The combo discount, which used to be real, has quietly shrunk at several chains. What used to feel like a shortcut to a cheap meal now sometimes costs more than a deli sandwich, a frozen meal you heat up yourself, or a fast casual option just down the street. This does not mean you should never order a burger combo, but it means the autopilot decision is worth pausing. Look at the price before you order, compare what you are getting, and if your location has a deals app or a loyalty program, check that first. The same combo is sometimes $1 or $2 cheaper when you order through the app. The combo is not automatically a bad buy, but it is not an automatic good deal either. Item number 2, chicken tenders or strips. Chicken tenders have quietly become one of the most expensive items on a fast food menu. This surprised me when I started paying attention. A few years ago, chicken tenders felt like a budget order. Kids loved them. They were filling. They were priced reasonably. That is not always the case anymore. At several major chains, a mid-size order of chicken tenders, not the large, just the standard portion, now runs $7 to $10 on its own. Add a drink and a side, and you are easily at $12 to $14 for what is essentially plain fried chicken and a dipping sauce. Part of what happened is that chicken prices in general increased across the industry over the past few years. Chains passed the cost directly to the customer. But the portion size in many cases did not grow along with the price. Many shoppers are noticing that a bag of frozen chicken tenders from the grocery store costs roughly the same price as one order at the counter, except the grocery bag holds several servings, not one. This is not about avoiding chicken tenders forever. It is about comparing the value honestly. If you are feeding a family and ordering tenders for everyone, this is the kind of calculation worth doing before you pull up to the window. Check the app price, look at meal deals, and ask yourself whether the price feels right before you pay. Item number 3, the premium sandwich. Upgrade. Most fast food chains now push a premium sandwich lineup. Artisan buns, thicker sauces, signature recipes. These are the sandwiches they advertise on the big signs and the TV spots, and they cost noticeably more than the regular menu. The gap between a standard chicken or beef sandwich and the premium version has grown at several chains. In some cases, Upgrading to the premium version adds $2 to $4 to your order. That sounds small until you do it for a family of 3 or 4. What I started noticing is that the premium sandwich often looks better in the ad than in the wrapper. The ingredients are not always different enough to justify the price jump. Sometimes the difference is a slightly fancier bun and a different sauce, neither of which is worth $3 extra in most cases. Consumer trends show that people are ordering the premium versions at a high rate, partly because the advertising makes them feel like the obvious choice. But the standard version of the same sandwich at a lower price is often nearly identical in quality. Compare both versions before you upgrade automatically. If the premium option is something you genuinely love, that is a valid choice. But if you are just ordering it because it sounds better on the menu board, that is where the money slips away. Item number 4, drive-thru breakfast. Sandwiches. Breakfast sandwiches at fast food chains used to be one of the great cheap meals. A few dollars, a satisfying sandwich, a quick start to the morning. For a long time, that value was real. But breakfast prices have shifted significantly at many of the major chains. A breakfast sandwich that used to sit around $2 or $3 is now often priced at $4 to $6 at the counter. And if you add a coffee or a hash brown, a simple breakfast stop can run $7 to $9 before you even pull away from the window. I started tracking this on my own receipts, and it surprised me. The breakfast run that felt like a small treat used to cost less than a $5 bill. That same order, same sandwich, same coffee, was coming in at over $7 at several locations. The grocery store math is hard to ignore here. A carton of eggs, a package of English muffins, and a block of cheese from the store can produce more breakfast sandwiches than most families could eat in a week, for roughly the cost of 2 or 3 drive-thru orders. This is not about never buying a fast food breakfast. It is about deciding how often that habit is happening and whether the cost still makes sense. If you do this 3 or 4 times a week, that is a real monthly expense worth looking at. Item number 5, large fountain. Drinks. This one feels small. That is exactly the point. A large fountain drink at a fast food restaurant now costs $2 to $3 at many locations, sometimes more. The drink itself, syrup, water, and ice, costs the restaurant almost nothing to produce. For years, drinks were one of the few things at fast food that still felt like a genuine bargain. Now, that is much less true. When I compared the price of a large fast food soda to other options, a 2-liter bottle from the grocery store, a canned soda from a gas station, or even water from a reusable bottle, the math at the counter does not hold up. Some chains still offer large drink deals through their loyalty apps. A dollar drink promotion has become a regular loyalty tactic at a few major chains. If that is available to you, it makes sense to use it. But if you are ordering a large drink at the standard counter price without checking for any deal, you may be paying 2 to 3 times what you would pay for the same quantity of soda from a store. Over the course of a month, if you pick up a drink every time you hit the drive-thru, this line item quietly adds $10 to $20 to your fast food spending. Check the app first, or consider skipping the drink and grabbing something cheaper elsewhere. Item number 6, the value menu order. That is no longer a value. Here is the one I teased at the beginning, and I suspect you will recognize it immediately. Almost every major fast food chain built its reputation partly on a value menu. The idea was simple: a set of items priced at $1 or close to it, always available, always cheap. It gave customers a dependable, affordable option no matter what. That value menu, in most cases, is not the same deal it used to be. At several chains, the items that used to sit at $1 have quietly crept up to $1.50, $2, $2.50, or more. The menu may still be called a value menu or a dollar menu in some form, but the prices on it have risen without the name changing. Many shoppers are noticing that ordering what they think of as the cheap option is no longer as cheap as they assumed. The mental price anchor, $1, is still there in their head, but the actual price at the register is higher. This is one of the most common ways fast food spending goes over budget without people realizing it. You order 4 or 5 value items thinking you are spending $5 or $6, but the updated pricing means you may be spending $8 or $9 instead. Look at the actual price of each item before you assume the value menu is saving you money. The prices have moved. Your mental number may not have caught up yet. Item number 7, the fast food salad. The fast food salad is not what it appears to be. Several major chains market salads as the healthier, lighter alternative on the menu, and they charge a premium for that positioning. A full salad at many fast food restaurants now costs $8 to $12, sometimes more than a burger combo. That is surprising to a lot of people when they notice it. The thing is, the salad is often not cheaper than the rest of the menu. In many cases, it is more expensive, and the portion does not always reflect the price. I noticed this on a receipt when I ordered a side salad and realized it cost nearly as much as the sandwich next to it. The lettuce, a few toppings, and a packet of dressing do not cost the restaurant much more than a burger patty, but the menu price often suggests otherwise. If you order a salad at a fast food chain because you think it is the economical choice, it is worth checking the price before you assume. You may find that you are paying a premium for the perception of value rather than actual value. And if the goal is eating lighter, a grocery store salad kit often costs the same price as one fast food salad and produces 3 or 4 servings. Item number 8, delivery app. Fast food orders. This one is in a category of its own. Ordering fast food through a delivery app, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, or similar services, adds costs that most people underestimate when they place the order. The base price of the food is usually higher on the app than at the counter. That is not always obvious. Restaurants are allowed to charge different prices through third-party apps, and many do. The burger that costs $8 at the window may be listed at $9 or $9.50 on the app. Then add the delivery fee, then add the service fee, then add the tip, which the app actively prompts you toward. Then check whether there is a small order fee if your total does not hit a minimum. By the time you total it all up, a fast food meal that would have cost $10 at the drive-thru can cost $16 to $20 delivered to your door. For some orders, the delivery fees and markups exceed the cost of the food itself. This is not about never using delivery. Convenience has real value, but it is worth knowing what you are actually paying before the order goes through. The final total on those delivery apps is often higher than people expect, and it is worth looking at that number deliberately rather than tapping confirm without reading it. If cost is a concern, picking up the order yourself is almost always meaningfully cheaper than delivery. Item number 9, specialty drinks and frozen beverages. Fast food chains have expanded heavily into specialty beverages over the past several years. Frozen coffees, lemonades, fruit slushes, seasonal drinks, cold foam drinks. These items are heavily advertised, and they are priced noticeably higher than standard drinks. A specialty beverage at a major fast food or coffee-adjacent chain now frequently costs $3 to $6, sometimes more for a large size or a limited-time version. This is the kind of item that feels like a small treat, but adds up quickly if it becomes a regular habit. Buying a $4 specialty drink 3 times a week is nearly $50 a month in beverages alone. I'm not saying these drinks are not enjoyable, but it is worth recognizing that fast food chains have invested heavily in this category specifically because the profit margins on specialty drinks are high. They are good for the restaurant. They may not be the best use of your money if you are already stretching a food budget. If you love these drinks, check whether the loyalty app offers any discount pricing or free drink rewards. Many chains do. But the standard menu price on specialty beverages is one of the higher markup items on the fast food menu right now. Item number 10, the family meal bundle. A lot of fast food chains sell a family meal bundle. The idea is simple. A bigger order packaged together at what is supposed to be a discount over buying everything individually. These bundles vary widely by chain and by location, but many shoppers are noticing that the math on family bundles has changed. In some cases, the bundle is still a reasonable deal. In others, the bundle pricing has crept up to the point where the discount is minimal, or in some cases, does not exist at all when you compare item by item. Some bundles have quietly had items removed or reduced in portion, while the price held steady. When I started checking this, I found that at certain locations, the family bundle price was within $1 or $2 of what you would pay just ordering the same items individually. That is not a meaningful deal. This does not mean family bundles are always a bad buy, but they are worth checking. Before you order the bundle, look at the individual prices of what is included. Do the quick math. If the savings are real and meaningful, the bundle makes sense. If the discount has mostly disappeared, you may be better off customizing your own order. The family bundle used to be one of the best value moves at fast food. At some chains, that is still true. At others, the deal has shrunk without the packaging changing. Compare first. Then decide. When you look at all 10 of these items together, you start to see the same pattern running through all of them. The fast food industry built its reputation on being cheap, fast, and dependable. For most of American consumer history, that reputation was earned. A dollar menu was a dollar menu. A combo was a genuine bundle. A value order was actually valuable. What has happened slowly over many years of price increases, portion changes, and app-based markups is that the same mental habits that made fast food feel safe, I know how much this costs, I know what I'm getting, no longer match the reality at the register. The dangerous part is not any one price increase. It is the fact that our assumptions have not kept up. We are still ordering with 2018 prices in our head while paying 2025 prices at the window. And for families who do this regularly, those gaps add up to real money every month. This is not about never eating fast food again. It is about eating it with your eyes open. Look at the actual price before you order. Check the app for deals before you walk in. Compare what you're getting. And if something feels more expensive than you expected, it probably is, because it probably is. One simple action for today. The next time you are about to place a fast food order, pull up the chain's loyalty app first. At most major chains, there is almost always a deal or a coupon available that the counter worker is not going to mention. It takes 30 seconds, and it can save you $1 or $2 on every order. Over a month, that adds up. If this video helped you see something you had been skipping over, hit subscribe before you go. We do this kind of content every week. Everyday purchases, hidden fees, things that cost more than they should, and practical steps to spend a little smarter. Leave a comment and tell me one fast food order you have started to question. Maybe it is something you order every week. Maybe it is a drink or a side you never thought to look at the price of. I read every comment, and it genuinely helps me figure out what to cover next. Next time on Better Deal Daily, we are looking at something a lot of people have on autopilot every single month, a bill they set up and forgot about and never went back to check. You will want to see that one. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.